Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Esoteric Ramblings. I'm Jesse Arnold, and today I'm going to be giving you my initial reactions to Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5, Chapter 13. Okay, this is going to be a very hard episode to talk about without spoiling anything. I know a lot of people probably have already had spoilers out there previously to it coming out. A lot of very adamant speculation. I'm going to do everything I can to avoid spoilers, at least for the first minute or so here, and just talk about the episode itself in general. And then, of course, I'll do my spoiler warning and get into it that way. There's not a lot I can say without getting into spoilers, which I guess in a way is a spoiler itself, other than that it's greatly directed. It's a great episode. I enjoyed it from start to finish 100%. The score on it is fantastic. I mean, it always is, but there's some great moments and some great themes that they use in this that I really liked. Again, the acting is, on par with the best episodes of the show entirely so far. Some really great action moments and some, really good plot progression, I think, and some other things. So yeah, that's about all I can say without getting into any spoilers. So I'm going to put the spoiler warning up now and get into it. What? So I watched the show with my mom, and I had no idea that I said something to her about, I was like, we'll probably see Ahsoka by the end of the episode, if she shows up at all in this episode. Nope. She's pretty much one of the first things you see in this episode. And I gotta say, I lost it. So Ahsoka is officially in live action. It is Rosario Dawson. I will say it only because I'm so used to Ahsoka being voiced by Ashley Eckstein that it threw me off a little bit, just because I'm so used to her voice coming out of that character. Granted, she does look a little different because it's an actual human instead of a cartoon. But the way she delivered her lines was spot on. So it's sad that Ashley's not a part of it, but I'm really excited to have Ahsoka in the live action side of Star Wars now. And, there always will be the moment in The Rise of Skywalker where Ashley Eckstein got to voice Ahsoka talking to Rey when she was reaching out with the Force. So in a way, she will always be the first actual Ahsoka attached to live action, even though we didn't see her. So it's a little bittersweet in that regards, but with some of these characters, I mean, obviously they had to get a younger Han Solo for the Solo movie, and Lando and different things. But I'm just so attached to that character that I was just so excited to see her in this, and man, did they deliver. I think she got a lot of the mannerisms and the postures of Ahsoka down. There's this great moment in one of the fights where she just kind of turns and gives this look to one of the enemy combatants and just has this kind of, wry smirk on her face, which is totally, out of all the things I thought about wanting to see Ahsoka do. It's, it's such a subtle, not even subtle, but just such a nuanced part of her character that was great to see that. The arms folding, just so much greatness in there. And my nerd card's probably going to get revoked a little bit here. I don't remember what they're called, but I know Ahsoka wore the bead chain over her head, her head tails, that were symbolic of her fighting off a beast, and it was like very symbolic of how powerful she was and all that. I seem to remember that being absent during Rebels, or I don't remember where it would have been on her, but it looks like she's got it attached to her belt now. So of course I can't wait for a pop of this figure and a Black Series version of this figure to come out to go with the rest of the Star Wars Ahsoka stuff I have. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. So Right, this is the Mandalorian, right? So the whole episode, it jumps right into where episode 3 and 4 left us off. Mando's trying to take the child to Ahsoka on this, the planet of Corvus. And it wasn't quite what I was expecting. I was expecting big green lush trees, and it's a planet that looks like it has been devastated. And you get into that throughout the course of the episode. The villain of the episode is basically made their money during the Empire funding the building and manufacture of the Imperial Navy. It seems like they're still doing that, and tying into last week's episode with the potential Dark Troopers and the maybe clones of Snoke in the lab. It feels like this is definitely setting up an era where we're going to see the beginning of the formation of the First Order, or what will become the First Order, especially when the villain this week, I'm already blanking on her name, drops one of the most massive bombshells for me since Bo-Katan said Ahsoka Tano's name in person, or was Grand Admiral Thrawn. That character in the original Thrawn trilogy from the 90s was what reignited my love of Star Wars, like, in a different level. So I was really excited when they brought him into Rebels, and now they've done a couple novels with him, all with Timothy Zahn writing, and, so to have him back in the era he was first introduced to us, even if it's just his name, even if we don't see him, I'm not gonna expect to see him this season, but just to see him and think that he might be part of what the First Order becomes is really cool, because the First Order, just that super regimented, super militaristic, super organized tactical formations of them, feels very much a Thrawn thing, and if that's what they're going to do with it, I think that's a great explanation. Plus, he got lost to the unknown regions at the end of Rebels, and if he's back, that obviously means he made it back, which means Ezra might be back. I mean, it is 5 to 6 years after the events of the end of Rebels, because that started at the end of the Battle of Endor with them going off to find Ezra and everything. So, but Snoke is from the unknown regions. Now, I still think Snoke is a real person that either volunteered to be cloned, because they did say volunteer in the last episode, or volunteered or offered himself up in service to the Emperor. So we'll see how that all plays out. But he is from the unknown regions, and his people were known as navigators through those ways. So maybe that's a way that they could bring him into the storyline and establish him more as a character before they just turn him into a meat puppet in the sequel trilogy. But we'll see. That's all speculation and just thinking out loud. But yeah, there's a lot of cool things. Maybe we get to see Ezra back, and he's more along the lines of a Jedi now. Who knows? But back to the episode specifically, seeing the Mandalorian and Ahsoka together with the child, which I'm not going to spoil it on here specifically, but we do get the child's name finally. Not the species, but we do get his name. And, there's some nice payoffs with Ahsoka and, her, of course, memories of Master Yoda, and all of that. So it's really cool seeing them, and getting to see her white lightsabers in live action was just so cool. And there's just so many great moments. The whole episode feels almost like kind of a Ronin warrior, evil warlord samurai film, boiled down to like 45 minutes, because just the layout of the town and some of the shots and the battle sequences and the fight scenes and stuff feel very much, from my limited knowledge of samurai films, just feels very much, at least very inspired by, if not some scenes directly referencing things that I know I've seen pictures of or references of, or maybe even a movie or two. So Yeah, great episode, start to finish, action packed, like right out the gate. It is not. I don't like saying filler episodes because I feel like every episode, definitely this season, has progressed the actual story on. The missions might have been just kind of side quests, but again, even the side missions with the base last week set up a lot of stuff that I think we're going to see with Moff Gideon and the remnants of the Empire going forward. So yeah, I'm just super excited. I can't wait to watch it again and again, and I really hope this isn't the end of Ahsoka in the show. Maybe we'll get to see her and Bo-Katan in a spin-off live-action series. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. So that's it. I'm just super excited about this episode. And I did pick one of my Ahsoka shirts for Friday just in case, and I was not disappointed with this episode. So, yeah, sorry this was a very spoiler-heavy episode of Esoteric Ramblings here, but there was really no way to talk about this episode without any spoilers. So that's it. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving if you participate in Thanksgiving, and that you're staying safe if you do any Black Friday shopping or whatever this weekend. And I'll be back next week with my comic haul review, which I didn't get to this week. I just had too much going on. So I might try to get that in over the weekend maybe. But there it is, my Esoteric Ramblings reaction to episode 5, chapter 13 of Mandalorian, and I skipped the title at the beginning. It is The Jedi, and even though I don't know, we'll see if Ahsoka still fully identifies as a Jedi after she walked away. Is she walking the path? Did she resume the mantle? I don't know. They don't really explain that, and she doesn't say she's not a Jedi in this, but anyway, that's it for my episode, and you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Bye.